I'm Gonzo Fred the Phoenix. We're in front of the Capitol again. It's August the 5th, and we're coming up with part 3 of the Lance Armstrong US postal fraud. It comes off the investigation of this reward fraud that I started paying more attention to Lance Armstrong and what was going on. And I knew damn well something wasn't funny when I kept finding out that he was getting $9 million a year. You just don't give $9 million a year to somebody. And then he had cancer and everything, made it even more unusual and stuff that they did it. And then as I've had to do more time here lately to be more research on the web about what's going on with this, because I didn't know everything about all this. I don't even know what's true right now. What I'm saying, that they said that somebody in some department came up with some brainy idea. Let's get a bicycle rider to go sponsor a bicycle rider or something like that. And here's how you know that's a lie, because if somebody in the department did it, then they'd be in front of all the damn magazines. Back then, when he was such a star, they'd say, "Well, here's the one who thought of it. Here's the one who thought of it." They've never said, "Well, who thought of it, or who talked to the board of governors and the postmaster general and all these people wrote off on this thing to start with." They've always hid this information. They said they were beyond reproach. Well, they're not beyond reproach now. And the reason now we're finding out why they didn't talk about it, because they knew when they were putting up that money that there was going to be this drugging and cheating. And I think there could be even a $6 million man thing going on here, because here you got Lance Armstrong. All of a sudden he says he's going to quit racing and all that. Well, if he's honestly telling the truth about everything, then he should always be racing. He should always be racing. He should have a team. Since he's got the team, he's finally got the team, and then he should be a team player. He don't have to be the one winning the things, but he should be the one doing certain stages of each race to push his star player, the one he's bringing along and stuff, and to do the dashes and stuff, and do cars drafting NASCAR. He should be out there where they could draft him a while. But also, he's just going to quit. He's just going to quit. And the top of the game as he is? No. This investigation's coming down on him, and it's going to be more so like SCA Promotions out there. When they said that what they were doing, well, y'all want to get in touch with me with more stuff of what I've got, because here it is. That now you've got something that when they came and bought them insurance contracts or whatever it was they buying, sports books, we call it back home, that you had the full belief that the post office was going to be involved in something clean, and that was going to be a clean race yourself. But it's implied in the contract and everything. But here it is, the post office is in on it to start with. Start subpoenaing people from the post office and the board of governors and stuff and what was going on. This is why they dropped out. They were getting ready to go to court. People was putting pressure. We want to see some minutes of what's going on and how this money came about, because it's not none of it righteous. Well, now you got this grand jury going on, and now you might have to have one sitting here. But and it's not just going to be Lance Armstrong. It's going to be his partner lawyer out there, and that promotional guy. He has to be in on it. The people from Tailwind Sports have to be in on it, and the people at the highest levels of UPS. It wasn't some low-level person just come up with an idea. Believe me, I'm all around this place up here. I'm trying to get them to do an investigation on the post office, and now and since this Lance Armstrong thing come out, boy, you can see the whole change. And look, they're all scared to death, because how many of these congressmen over here and these staffers from us going to the postal inspector general and all, and nothing's been going on about all this fraud and stuff. How many congressmen are involved? We've telling Stephen Lynch is over the subcommittee for postal affairs of the House. Listen, you're going to get caught up in this. You and your staff are, and what if a grand jury is, and all of a sudden you get indicted? Because let me say, it's the cover-up. It's the cover-up that gets everybody. Y'all might have not had nothing to do with when it all started, but now the post office down there wanting that $9 billion, and everybody's trying to figure out how they're going to chop it up if they get it. And I mean, the damn Stephen's going on up here and stuff, and I'm up here in the middle of it. I mean, everybody's started comparing me as that Chinaman standing in front of the tank. How long am I going to last? Remember one over in Tenement Square? This is getting sticky. And I know this kind of big thing, they're just getting all these guns together, and they're circling the wagons on Lance. This is going to get bigger and bigger, because this now you're getting into racketeering. This ain't no little drug charge, and this ain't no kind of fraud charge. Now you're getting into wire fraud, mail fraud, racketeering. These people, everybody now starting to look at life sentences. And when these U.S. attorneys and the FBI now starts talking to them, and everybody else starts talking to them, there's going to be people talking, because instead of getting no 25, 30-year sentence, they're going to be wanting to settle. They're going to say whatever they got to say just to get them a 3, 4, 5-year sentence. And I can just say this, that there's a there's two people that's going to be on this. One's this guy named I've just come across, this Cozy Beehive, and he's got a hell of a website about stuff, documenting everything. And when you put all this together and you look at what he's got all together with all the stuff that's actually happened, none of this is going to fly. All you got to do now is have it go in front of a grand jury, the same stuff that's there, and then let them, all these people, come up here and start answering their questions. Oh, well, how did you not know this, and you know this, and do that? Let's let the Board of Governors get up here and say, well, and have the minutes of why they were doing this stuff, and let's have them in front of Congress for their let these committees start having their investigation. Otherwise, they're in on it. So this is going to be this might be one of the biggest things of what's going on in the scandal of these congressmen sitting on the Postal Oversight Committee over here in Congress, and the Judiciary, and over here in the Senate's Oversight Committee. Their senators too is going to be questioning why it's going on here, because I've been up for 2 years trying to get something done, and it's definitely something going on up here along with this this criminal activity. This is why I've been telling people this is huge, and I would tell people to pay attention to Bragg's blog. I'm working with some of them people, so enough it gets together, they tell me just need a little bit more. So maybe this YouTube will help it do, but then they're getting ready to maybe come out with stuff. So watch Brad's blog and watch this Cozy Beehive thing, and then you can go to my thing, PhoenixCharities.com, and there's a UPS fraud, reward fraud, and then there's what we call fraud upon the court. There's a lot of documentation there and some statements. I don't work it a whole lot. I just let it be up there so people can see it. I guess I'm gonna have to start working it more. But this is it. As far as I'm concerned, Lance, buddy, you looking to be to me a walking dead man. These people can't have you testifying against all them, or you coming about it. And so this thing's falling apart. It's going to be a huge thing going down here. And SCA Promotions, you might want to get up with me too, because now you got the post office involved. Now you got to think that the post office is involved. You sit there and get yourself 12, 15, 20 million back. That $10, $12 million y'all had to put out. So this is Gonzo Fred to Phoenix, up down here in front of the Capitol, August the 5th, 2010.